Hey guys, how are you? And welcome to Vintage Rob 89 here on YouTube. I was supposed to make this video months ago, and I did, and it actually got lost on my account. But I'm glad we're back. I'm glad this is kind of the last Jurassic Park thing I'm showing you as of right now. And we've got the original soundtrack here going on from my iPad from 1993. One of the many restorations I wanted to do, and I didn't plan on it originally. I was planning on buying a whole new play set, but it turned out it's really expensive now. And I'm talking about expensive like over $300. So here it is. This is the 1993 Jurassic Park Command Compound. So we're going to do a restoration on this. I'm going to go more into it in the part 2 of the video, you know. What was the retail price back then, and a little bit history about the line. But today we're just going to go over the restoration overview. So, and when I got it. So I bought this about 9 years ago, after I shortly got rid of my playset that I had as a kid. So, having that as a kid, it was really beat up, and, yeah. So, the other problem was that famous playset that I had before I got this one was used in that Jurassic Park video that you see on YouTube that has now almost 2 million views. But with this one, I had it in my basement all these years in the box, and I should have kept it there. But I thought it was taking too much space, so I put it in a storage unit, put it in a black garbage bag, in no container whatsoever, and that was a bad idea. Thank God I had the black garbage bag. So we're gonna see why that was bad. But we've got first of the many pieces out. So with the Command Compound, it came with a lot of accessories. A lot of it is hard to find with a complete set, so we'll just go through them. Came with this tranquilizer thing. We're not gonna restaurate this. It just has some, you know, stress on here, but most of them do. It's mostly an age issue. You have to remember this item's 22 years old now, so it's in pretty good condition for being, you know, used. It was played with, but I think it was played with, you know, gently. Here is another piece. So that was some satellite dish, and this was a rocket launcher. So. And then, I didn't really play with this piece as a kid. This was the famous net launcher that came with the set. It looks like the owner who originally had this played with it. There is somewhere on the side of the decal there, and down here. So we might have to pull that off, and even over here. So, doesn't look that bad, but, you know, it's got some wear on it. But the most famous part that always is the first one to go when it comes to stickers, because this is what this restoration mostly is. It's mostly a sticker restoration, is these fence stickers. Now, I had already bought the reproduction sheet months ago, and I put the fence stickers on, and, you know, I waited years for something to come out like this, and I'm glad somebody finally did on eBay, and it's the guy in Australia again. He found Star Wars was selling, and he wanted to take the next step. Let's do Jurassic Park, and they've been selling very, very well. So what I did was to keep them on here, since the paper's a little bit thick, you could see I put some Scotch tape to kind of hold it together, or else it, you know, it wouldn't stick. So, but, you know, I did the best I could, but it still looks very, very presentable. Now, the next thing I did not want to replace, but I noticed it, is the Jurassic Park gate sign. I don't know if you guys could see it. I can kind of see it. It's got these white spots over it and some wear. You know, it looks like it was scuffed really badly, as you could see. It's not really bleeding through the decal, but you could kind of see over here it's scuffed. But Yeah, we may have to take this off, as sadly as that sounds, because it looks like this was not on here. It was from the storage unit. It looks some sort of water or something. I don't know. The next thing is this. This is fine. It's kind of got that marking like it did on the fence, but this is passable. It's got really hardly any wear on it. But on here, this is going to need to be cleaned. You see this whiteness? This is on the gate too. So it seems like the biggest pieces got this. But overall, that's pretty much of the sticker restoration. I will let you know, guys, you know, if any of you guys have this, you'll kind of notice, this is just an age issue, is that, this was snapped in with this, one-time removal thing, that Kenner did. It was actually one-time assembly. Basically, what Kenner did was, late 80s, early 90s, a lot of their toys were doing this thing with, if it was a playset or vehicle, you would only be able to assemble some parts once. So two things happened. People during play by accident ripped the tire off, or it snapped off, and it would break the whole part. Or what would happen was, over the years, like this, from, you know, the plastic sitting there, it kind of caused white stress. Not really on here, but you'll definitely notice it on the bottom of the net launcher here, which I'm not too worried about. So, yeah, let's show that. So, you could kind of see it. See it in those slits right there? Yeah, that's just from it sitting in there for 23 years. But it's not going to cause it to break or anything. Like I said, this is not being played with anymore. It's pretty much as collectible display. My goal is to make it more presentable. But, you know, the sad thing about when buying, you know, a loose toy with decals, and especially with pieces that are very large, it's very easy for the decal to get damaged or exposed. And Jurassic Park toys were not like Star Wars, where most of the decals were inside of the vehicle, and, you know, there was less outside of them, and where they would get damaged. But on Jurassic Park, that's not the case. And also, even on mint samples, a lot of the decals are placed wrong. There were not a lot of Jurassic Park toys that had engravings on the plastic to easily align the sticker. So that was an issue that you ran into. But honestly, this is the cleanest command compound I've seen in my years of now collecting. I've been collecting this stuff now. I started becoming a collector. Well, this was my first collecting piece. So let's just say 9 years ago. And then I took a break and didn't start until 3 years ago. So, you know, let's just say 2012 was really when I took this seriously. And, you know, this is probably the nicest first Jurassic Park collectible piece that I got, which was 9 years ago. But in my 3 years of serious collecting, I have not come across a command compound like mine. So, but like anything, you know, it needs to be cleaned up, and, you know, I'm gonna give you a next video on that, and we'll go talk about this box, because this box is pretty sweet. But anyways, thank you for watching. I also want to say thank you to all of you guys. We have now over 500 subscribers. We have 513 subscribers. So thank you, and I hope to bring you more Jurassic Park here, because it is a fun line, and, you know, it's something that I had as a child, and I really loved it, next to my Star Wars. And also, this is the other part of my house. This is where I keep all the collectibles in. I got to get a box for that AT-AT Walker head, but other than that, stay tuned, and see you for part 2.